Provide some of the group that wasn't available for the last meeting.
Thank you. Well, we have a room full of volunteers who have helped the City of Peru with the beautification of downtown and throughout the city. Last meeting, a couple weeks ago, we recognized some of our volunteers, and this evening we are going to recognize the rest. So we will start out by recognizing the Peru Cub Scouts, Pack 3709, who has it's the first Saturday of every month we meet. And we go out throughout the city of Peru and we pick up trash, especially we aim downtown Peru. And so we've been doing that for several months, and last year they helped us out also. And we would like to ask if they can come up here to the front. We would like to recognize them with a certificate. If you could come up. Mayor Harrell, would you like to come up and present it to them? If you could stay up here once we present that.
What's the troop number?
It's
3709?
3709. Yes. If you could stay. Next we have Gina Martin. Gina, if you could come forward. Gina has helped us plant flowers throughout the city of Peru, namely downtown. And we would like to recognize Gina for her works and efforts for helping us out this year.
If you look at the Red Cross building, I think Gina single-handedly did all of the plantings and cleanups and things of that nature for the Red Cross.
Yes. Next we have Cora and Haley Holloway. If you could come forward, please. They had helped us during the beginning of the year. We went out and picked up trash throughout the city of Peru. And from my understanding, they do it quite often when they're out and about. They pick up trash as they're going through the city, so we like to thank them for that. Next, we have Nick Perez. Nick, if you could come forward, please. Nick has been helping plant flowers, pick up trash throughout the city of Peru. He's kind of been helping over the past couple of years, so we'd like to recognize Nick and thank him for that, for his efforts there. Next, we have Tom Reardon. Tom, if you could come forward, please. Tom has been a great asset to us. He's been helping us plant the flowers. He has a lot of experience in landscaping. He has picked up several loads of plants and flowers for us over at Hy-Vee when we were getting ready to plant. So we would like to thank Tom and recognize him for all the work that he has done. Next, not present this evening is Linda Dzerzhinsky. She has been a great help to us also in planting flowers throughout the city of Peru. Chico Perez. Chico, if you could come forward, please. Chico has been a great help to us. He's been helping us plant flowers, hanging baskets throughout the city, and also picking up litter throughout the city of Peru. Next, we have Lois Carroll, but she's not here this evening. She's also been part of the team of beautifying the city of Peru with the flowers. Next, she's not here with us either, is Kim Cerisa. She had actually purchased several flowers for the downtown Peru. The center pieces that you see that are about 4 foot high sticking off of the center of the planters, she purchased, I believe, 14 of them. And she also planted several of the planters for downtown Peru, so we'd like to recognize her also. So if we could give them a round of applause, and thank you so much. And that's all we have. Thank you. Thank you again.
Okay, once again, congratulations on those volunteer awards, and thank you very much for your service. Do we have any public comments cards filled out for agenda items?
No, Your Honor.
Do we have a motion to receive the minutes and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
I have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Waldorf to receive the minutes and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Do we have a motion to receive the reports and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
I Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Radke, to receive the reports and place on file. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor, I just want to add that the last month's sales date for the sales tax, city generated nearly $500,000, and it's up about 2% from last year. So that is a good spending side for the city of Peru, and happy to see that total going up.
Is there any other comments? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Move on to committee reports. Finance and Safety Services, Chairman Alderman Putoff.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to release the total disbursements for August 27th of the year 2014. The disbursements total $2,391,033.60. Make a motion that the disbursements be received, placed on file, the bills paid in the usual manner.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Radke, to receive the disbursements and the bills paid in the usual manner. Is there any discussion? A roll call vote. Clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
Your,
Alderman Ferrari for Fire Department.
Yeah, we have the Peru Fire Department report for a period ending August 16, 2014. I'll make a motion to accept that report and place it on file.
second.
Have a motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by Alderman Perez, to receive the Peru Fire Department report and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Your Honor, a couple other issues I wanted to point out. We received a notice from Treasurer Highland about the pension funds, and it's happy to see that the return levels were very good for this past year, 5.76% for the firefighters, and a nearly 12.96 return for the police department. And what that actually means, if you can explain that in layman's terms, that it basically costs the city less money in the future if the pension funds will be actually getting a better return.
Yes, I think you hit it on the head, Alderman. All the actuarial reports that we have run have an imputed rate of either 5% or 7%. 7% for the police pension and 5% for the fireman's pension. And any time you exceed those particular scenarios in real yields, it helps you kind of catch up on the underfunded portion. So they're doing very well right now.
We also have been further discussing at the, Finance and Safety Services meeting a little bit about economic development and the downtown storefront renovation grant. And what presently the city is looking at, and we'll be bringing this out within the next couple of weeks, is looking at putting aside $25,000 for matching grants for people in the downtown areas of business to really do some storefront renovations, do whatever they need to improve their business, and likewise will help bring more people to the city of Peru, and they will be spending more of their dollars that will be returned for Peru. So we will really bring that to City Council within the next couple of weeks, but we're looking at, from a city budgetary standpoint, about $25,000 for the first year.
Okay, you're going to ask for the motion, or you want me to do that for the government relations lobbyist?
You can go ahead.
Okay, do we have a motion to renew the contractual agreement with Tim McInerney as a government relations lobbyist for the city for a one-year period for $24,000?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Radke, second by Alderman Sapienza to renew the contract. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, real quick before the meeting, I just totaled up a list of, capital that I would look at the City of Peru needing, and, there's still about $15 million in sewer separation. There's $5 million that was identified as sewer repair from this past April's flooding. At some point, the city's going to need to look to extend a road across Wenzel Road, which is about $6 million. At some point, we need to be looking at a new police department, which Doug could give you a number, but thinking $1 million, $2 million for a new police department at some point. I think there's still some flooding issues in town. Looking up just from this past weekend, some of the streets in the Marquette Manor area, Progress Boulevard, I think, flooded from the heavy rain this weekend. So we need to alleviate some of that flooding, and I think we need to get more aggressive with grants. And I think any help we can get with that, to cover that, what I just told up, about $30 million, any help that we can get with that is help. So I think that's a good idea.
I look at it a little differently. I'm looking at a city of about 10,000 people. You know, I really feel that the best lobbyists we have are the elected officials like our senator and our local representative. I think that really makes or stands out above what a lobbyist can do. I haven't seen anything that I can actually pinpoint that the lobbyist has given to Peru. I don't discount that it has helped, and it may take a long time for it to be really come through, but at this point, I don't see a need for it.
I also agree with that. We also have good economic development resources such as the NCICG and the Chamber of Commerce. So I'm completely on board. I believe we have good state and local elected officials such as our state representative and state senator that lobby for us in Springfield. So I will oppose the motion.
Is there any other discussion?
I feel that we do have a need for him. As Mike said, he counts up about $30 million worth of future projects that we have. We also have good elected officials, state officials locally, but that's only the ones that we have here. There are a lot of other officials down there that have to have their arms bent once in a while, and that's the job of a lobbyist. We have just a very few elected officials here when we consider all that need to vote on a bill to get something passed, and we don't have the resources to tap into all those other people.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll have a roll call. We'll clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff,
No.
Ferrari,
No.
Waldorf,
Yay.
Lukosius,
Aye.
Perez,
Nay.
Radke,
Aye.
Mueller,
Nay.
Sapienza,
Aye.
Mayor Harrell.
I'll cast a yay on that. It's very important to be able to pick up the phone and call someone in Springfield. They're in the capital nonstop. He comes very highly recommended by the city of Peoria. He's the lobbyist for Ameren Power, and he has quite a few connections. And it's invaluable to not want to do this when our next project comes due, our next bill comes due with the chamber or with NCICG. Maybe you should say nay to that also. I look at it the same way. Everything you can do to put your city out there, you need to try it if you can afford it. As everyone knows, I'm on the IML board. You talk to 44 different mayors from around the state. Every city that can afford it, they have one. It's an invaluable tool. Is it something that you can put your hands on? Many times it's not something you can put your hands on because once the lobbyist has done their job, they're gone in the limelight. They don't want their name out there. Then it goes into the politicians' hands, and they're the ones who, the bill comes across their desk, they sign it, discretionary money, whatnot. I think it's an invaluable tool, and sometimes it's an intangible. You can't put your hands on it, but it is there. So
I appreciate that, but I believe we did try that last year, and it was a 7-1 vote, and I think the split came along because of the fact we didn't see much happening this next time around. So, thank you.
Well, one thing that happened with the Holiday Inn, which the city owns the property now, we bought the hotel. We were dealing with Ameren on the power. They had rights to the power at that facility. We dealt with Ameren for going on 3 months. I employed the lobbyist on that, and our supervisor at that time, Jim Putoff, received a call within 2 days. We had our talks with Ameren, and we disconnected the power. They gave us the permission to disconnect the power. Now we also have the power that we're selling to the apartments to the east of that. You went on for 2 months and nothing happened. One phone call and something happened. Does it always work? No. It's not going to. But is it helpful? Yes. Like, how many of you could sit here right now and make a list of what came out of the chamber or what came out of NCICG or what came out of MCS advertising? It's pretty hard to do. So, anyway, it passed, so we'll move on. Is there anything else from Finance
That's all
Services?
for that committee, Your Honor.
Okay, Public Services, Chairman Alderman Waldorf.
Yes, Your Honor, I have the City of Peru Water and Wastewater Treatment Plants report for July 2014. At our water treatment plant, we produced 78.798 million gallons. And at our East Wastewater Treatment Plant, we treated in normal flow 79.369 million gallons. And at our West Plant, we treated in normal flow 28 million gallons. I will make a motion to receive this report and place it on file, please.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Lukosius, to receive the water wastewater treatment plant report for July 2014, placed on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Next, Your Honor, I would make a motion to seek bids for the 2014 curb and gutter improvements. Eric, could you brief us a little bit on that project?
Yeah, this project it consists of about 800 lineal feet of curb improvements at various locations throughout town. As you know, a few lists have been put together, with curbs that we need to address, some patching work, sidewalks. This 800 lineal feet will take care of that current list. And what we'll do is we will implement a program moving forward where I will go out and address areas of need, compile that list, and then I'll work with Gary on budget, and we'll start a new program for 2015. Mm-hmm.
Very good, thank you. Lastly, I have before me...
We have to do a vote on that motion. Motion to seek bids. We had a motion by Alderman Waldorf.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Lukosius, to seek bids for 2014 curb and gutter improvements. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
I have before me the bids for the 28th Street sanitary sewer improvements. This is at 28th Street and Depot Drive. Normally this would go to committee for discussion and then a recommendation. But we're a little pressed for time. We'd like to get this project started. So I'm looking for a consensus from the council so that we can then put it on the agenda for 2 weeks from tonight. The low bid is Opperman Construction. Their bid, should I go into the amount of bids? $109,280. And we had a discussion early in the year, and everyone was on board with this. I know that the people up there are anxious to have this improvement. So I just asked the council to give me a consensus, and then I'll put it on the, or if we have a consensus, I'll put it on the agenda for 2 weeks from tonight.
We're well funded. That's not an issue of funding.
I guess my question would be, why was there only 2 bids? I mean, typically you see a lot of bids in this regard.
I'd be happy to answer that, Alderman. We pushed for a December 1st completion date to have this in effect before we go into winter. And unfortunately, guys, with only 3 months to get the work done, at this point they're really scraping the finished work that they've started. So we did have 2 guys, and actually the estimate for the work was $120,000, and we actually budgeted $170,000 for all the expenses related to this. So we are in very good shape financially.
You stole my thunder on that one, so.
No one else?
Yeah, I'm 100% in favor.
Okay. All right. Can we have that on the agenda then for 2 weeks from tonight, please?
Yes, Alderman.
Your Honor, I have the Peru Public Library cash account summary for the pay period July 31st, 2014. They had a total disbursement of $61,638.36 and a total funds on hand of $468,271.45. I'd like to make a motion to receive the report and place it on file.
I'll second that.
A motion by Alderman Sapienza, second by Alderman Mueller, to receive true public library report and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Next, Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Procedures Manual governing utility service. This has been an ongoing project for the last 3 or 4 months that we've been working on, and what we're trying to do is to shorten some of the windows in regard to collecting some of the funds. We've established guidelines for payment options, and just to give you a little, some statistics on this, we have approximately 5,600 utility bills that are sent out in the city of Peru, and people get 2 weeks to pay those bills once they receive them. Right now, we're running at 18% of those bills are incurring penalties because they are not paid. That's more than 1,090 per month. And then after the 2-week period, we still have 800 that are given disconnect notices. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to tighten this up, to make this policy a little bit more stringent, so that these homeowners, which a lot of them are repeat month to month, we're going to make it a little bit tougher for them, and hopefully we can collect some of this money.
I will second that motion.
A motion by Alderman LaCosta, second by Alderman Waldorf, to approve the Procedures Manual governing utility services. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, you know, the only thing I want to say is a lot of people might think that you don't want to be too hard on people, but I mean, I'd ask the clerk, how many people show up at City Hall, I can't pay my bill, and then, oh, excuse me, I got to call into my iPhone here, so, I think people prioritize their spending, that should not be an issue.
Well, one thing I'd also like to say is we still are going to have payment options, and, even though we're establishing some new guidelines, the city still has the right to, put liens on property, things like that. So, but some of the changes that are in this thing, if you have read it, I think are very good changes, and I think it'll help us tremendously.
The policies have worked well with other cities, too. I think that's where you're coming from. It's worked well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for all the time that was put in on this. I know there were hours and hours and hours put in on this, and I'd like to say thank you for that.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman LaCosta, second by Alderman Waldorf. If there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Koshis.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
Next, Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to award the municipal electric building addition to the lowest bidder, DJ Sickley Construction Company, in the amount of $198,857. And this is for the cold storage addition, which is approximately 45 by 100 that will attach to the existing electric building. Something that's there's a strong need for to get all of our equipment and wire and things that are stored outside now to get that in out of the weather. It really takes its toll on that stuff in the wintertime, so this will really be a big improvement for the city.
Alderman yes. I was just going to correct you on the bid price. It was $193,857.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have
need to amend the motion.
No, you just misspoke.
he just,
It's right.
it's 193,857.
Said 190.
Okay, the agenda is correct. So anyway, there's a motion by Alderman LaCosta, second by Alderman Waldorf, to award to the lowest bidder, DJ Sickley. That building is what, Eric, 45 by 100?
It's approximately 4,500 square foot addition.
Okay, and everybody's aware, I think, that there's quite a bit of storage that's happening in the old cribs and barns that are all going to be, well, they look like they're going to fall down.
Well, that was my question. Do we still have a tenant in the?
No, everything's
house, or-
everything's empty up there.
So are we looking at demolition of all those old structures too?
That's correct.
As a part of this, or is that a separate?
That's separate.
It's not a part of this. Like Chief King and myself are working on that plan of action right now.
I don't have a, do you have a, Eric, do you have a start time with Mr. Sickley?
We'll get the contracts out to him tomorrow. I can email everybody with approximate completion date.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke. Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
Finally, Your Honor, I had announced, I believe, a Public Works or Public Services Committee meeting on Monday the 1st, which is Labor Day, so we are going to push that back a couple of weeks and have the Public Services meeting on September 15th at 10 a.m. here at City Hall. And that's all we have, Your Honor.
Okay, report city attorney, ordinances, resolutions.
Yes, there are a number of hearings before the Plan Commission. The first was a petition of Pacific Beach Company, Inc., that's actually the owner of the new Advanced Auto Parts, and all that was a Perusian subdivision dividing the former Kmart property into a two-lot subdivision with the Advanced Auto Parts lot at 0.97 acres and the balance of the property into another lot which contains 10.81 acres. That was unanimously approved. These have copies of the minutes instead of the price.
Okay, we have a motion to receive the minutes and place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
A motion by Alderman Mueller, second by Alderman Putoff to receive the minutes and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Hello. Should I? And then we have a number of ordinances. First would be granting waivers on the subdivision ordinance, be it ordained requirements, subdivision improvement, drawings before approval of the plats, plan review fees, infrastructure construction inspection fees, and subdivision improvement security because the property is already developed.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the ordinance as written and read?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
A motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Mueller to approve the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote. Clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Motion approved.
You have ordinance approving accepting the preliminary plat is made by Vesgren, Sarver and Associates for that two-lot subdivision.
Do you have a motion to approve the plat as presented?
So moved.
Second, Your Honor.
I have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Lukosius to approve the plat as presented. Is there any discussion? A roll call vote. Clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
You have ordinance approving accepting the final plat.
Do we have a motion to approve the final plat as presented?
So moved.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Lukosius to approve the final plat as presented. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote. Clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Next, you have a report of the Plan Commission concerning the petition of Illinois ABJ Enterprises LLC doing business as the Med Farm. That would be property located at 2821 May Road, 24 Unitite Drive in Peru. This is for a special use for a medical marijuana cultivation center. That was favorably recommended. This would be the property at the corner of Donlar Avenue and Unitite Road, and this proposal is for a greenhouse operation with an attached warehouse facility. Yes, sir.
Do I have a motion to receive the minutes and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
I have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Mueller to receive the minutes and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
He's not the first one that's fall asleep at the city council meetings.
Oh, you didn't have to wake him up. Okay, then we have an ordinance granting a special use for that property as prayed for by the petition of the Med Farm property at 2821 May Road, 24 Unitide Drive in Peru. Butyrdane petitioners grant a special use under the zoning ordinance, allow medical marijuana cultivation center in M2 district at that site.
Do you have a motion to approve the ordinance as
So
written
moved,
and read?
Your Honor.
Second.
I have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Waldorf to approve the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion?
Yes,
Roll-
Your Honor.
Yes.
I took a vote on the AgriCare ordinance because I opposed their location. However, these other businesses that came forward, I don't have any issue with the locations that they chose. However, due to my position as as president of Operation Promise, I'm going to abstain from voting from any further ordinances on cultivation.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Waldorf. If there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Abstain.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
Next, a report of the Plan Commission concerning the petition of Progressive Treatment Solutions, LLC, concerning the property located at the 3485 Industrial Park Drive in Peru. That would be the former Casino Bingo property. That special use was also unanimously recommended by the Plan Commission.
Okay, we have a motion to receive the minutes, place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
A motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Putoff to receive the minutes, place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
You have an ordinance granting special use as prayed for by petition of Progressive Treatment Solutions, LLC, concerning that former Casino Bingo site. Butyrdane granted special use in a zoning ordinance to allow medical marijuana cultivation center in M2 manufacturing district under terms of the zoning ordinance for that property.
We have a motion to approve the ordinance as written and read.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Putoff to approve the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote. Clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Abstain.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
Next, you have the report of the Plan Commission concerning the petition of Nassau Ventures 1 LLC and Vermillion Partners LLC concerning the property located northwest corner of Donlar Avenue and May Road in Peru. That was also unanimously recommended by the Plan Commission. This would be new construction at this site.
Do you have a motion to approve the minutes as written and read?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Lukosius to approve the minutes as written and read. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
You have ordinance granting a special use that the petitioners grant a special use to allow medical marijuana cultivation center under terms of zoning ordinance at that site located on northwest corner of Donlar Avenue and May Road.
I make a motion, Your Honor, that the ordinance be adopted.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Mueller to adopt the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor, I think that's the last one tonight. But what I wanted to really clarify, I guess, from our city council and also those people looking for approval is, at least the way I see it, if the Planning Commission has approved it, the city council has approved a special use, it serves really as an endorsement for those people who are looking for that point system to get that. And that's what I really want to get across, is that from the information that we received is about 1.7% of the total point system that the state has is looking for local endorsement. And I've seen some very good presentations and was involved, or at least attended all of them. And it'd be very difficult for me to take one person and say, hey, you're the best, or to take a gamble from the city council to say that they are the best as far as the other point system. So at least the way I look at it, and hopefully the city council will concur with that, but really it serves, if the planning commission has approved it, the city has approved it by an ordinance, that serves from a point system as an endorsement from the city of Peru.
Anybody else? Okay, well, we have a motion from Alderman Plouffe, second by Alderman Mueller, to approve this ordinance as written and read. Have a roll call vote, clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Makosha.
Aye.
Perez.
Abstain.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
Then, Mr. King, are we ready to proceed with the, no, okay, the, next matter on the agenda is the, administrative variance for the Baumgartner property at 2633 6th Street. Entertain a motion, that be tabled.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Waller, to table the administrative variance. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote, clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Makosha. Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Motion approved.
I received an email from, Administrative Service Manager, Doug Bernabé today, seeking some direction. We've had, 3 administrative, search warrants issued and returned to the court on the, Peru Marathon Station on 4th Street, the Econo Lodge, and 2123 13th Street, Peru. As you know, we are proceeding on the Econo Lodge property. We're having difficulties obtaining service on the purchaser at the mortgage foreclosure sale. We've issued second alias summons on that to obtain service. Probably under the terms of the statute, the court could enter an appropriate order just because of the publication that was done in the newspaper. But I am concerned about the title company concerning eventual sale. So we, besides the notice by publication, we're making all efforts that we can to also obtain personal service upon any interested parties. We do have on the Peru Inn and the former operators there. There were 4 persons of Greek descent that are in there. I can't say the names. So, and they had moved, so we had alias summonses issued on that. But the more difficult one was the person that bid at that mortgage foreclosure sale for the 40-some thousand, paid that, but is long gone, and only has a P.O. box. So we did issue a second alias summons to Texas. So I think within 60 days we'll have a pretty good handle on proceeding. And this is the procedure under a more expedited method that was allowed by a new statute just passed in the past couple of years. But there isn't any case law under that statute yet, and the City of Chicago doesn't even have one that's gone to the appellate court. But that is otherwise proceeding. The one that I think, according to the report from Mr. King, that's in terrible shape, that should proceed, I think, with all due diligence on, is the 2123 13th Street, and I'll let Mr. King let you know what his investigation showed.
That property there, we went and administered the search warrant for there, and we found a lot of issues there, inside and out. It's just, it needs to come to the ground. The inside is just, it's full of dog feces. It's in pretty bad shape. I mean, we walked around, there wasn't a place in that house that you didn't walk in. It's in that bad a shape. So when we get to where we can get on that, we need to really aggressively take that over. This one is held in a buyback mortgage, so I'm not sure where we're at on that yet.
Yeah, the procedure on that, they are not delinquent. The owner is not delinquent in taxes or back utility bills such that we could follow the statute that provides for a more immediate remedy. So we go under the old procedure, which would be to give a 15-day notice of demolition or repair. Obviously, nothing will happen. The property's way under water. So, but we'd have to give the owner, who I understand lives in Oglesby, in assisted living facility in Oglesby, and the mortgage company notice under that. Nothing would get done within that 15 days, and then you would just have to apply to the court to obtain a demolition order. Undoubtedly, the city would have to raise the property itself and then go through the process to obtain a judicial deed by foreclosing upon the lien of the cost of that demolition.
Is that something we can do today to expedite it? Because, I mean, two
Sure.
more weeks.
I mean, it's already been on the agenda on the report. The administrative search warrant was authorized.
Do you need a motion then to pursue?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to pursue that.
I'll second that.
And really, the reason why we want to do it immediately, I think, I'm familiar with it, Jim's familiar with it. It's in terrible shape and needs to be done as soon as possible. And to wait another 2 weeks, you're getting into weather, and the quicker the better. And it's going to be a decision to the city ultimately what we're going to do with it, but at least that'll get us closer to that point.
Jim and I had the opportunity to go up and sit down with all the neighbors. Was it about a week ago?
About a week ago, yeah.
We got them all in a house. We sat down with them and brought them up to speed where we were at, what we're doing, where we're going with it. So we're keeping them up to speed as we go. So they're appreciative of that.
Well, I mean, just to put it on, but we'll get started with the notice already.
Okay, I can't take that motion in second. We'll start the wheels in motion, and then we'll officially pass it at our next council meeting when it's on the agenda. But I can't take an official motion in second and do a roll call vote. So we know what the consensus is, and the attorney will start working on it.
Start working on that. Because I can't file the suit until after that notice is done and out anyway. But the third property was the Prue Marathon Station, and we just need direction on how you want to proceed, if at all.
Are the tanks still in the ground?
Yes, the tanks are still in the ground.
So
They're red
we-
tagged, so they're going to have to come out. So and then you're going to have cell sampling. That's going to be an expensive venture.
What's the choices, attorney?
Well, again, you don't have any responsible property there. There's a mortgage on the property, way underwater, $600,000-$700,000 range, and the bank has walked away from it. They will not foreclose on the mortgage. The owner of the property, his corporation is defunct, but the owner of that is otherwise recovering from a gunshot wound in Texas.
Woo-hoo. I mean, that doesn't make sense. We still has a responsibility.
Other than that, everything's
well,
okay.
But I mean, you know, it's like the King's Inn, you know, the owner's in some place in India, never to be seen again, so there isn't a responsible party.
But there is a response. Somebody owns the property that we can name.
Well, we have to when we go ahead, but, you know, I told Jennifer last week, it's like my dad said, you can't get blood out of a turnip, so you either undertake it. Well, that's what they do, Tony. They just write it off. They won't, take title to the, property, and they won't foreclose. And that bank, it's a little easier for them to do it, since it's an SBA guaranteed, which could be anywhere from probably 50% to 80%, so the, bank could be writing off the difference.
Do we have any ballpark figure on removal of the tanks and remediation of the soil?
We don't at this point.
I think before we jump onto it, we're going to need some figures to do that, because that could be quite expensive.
I do think, you've got a brand-new Casey's being built out west, you've got a brand-new Beck's being built in LaSalle, you've got all these, I don't see that being a viable position for a gas station anywhere with all these other, so something's gonna have to be done with that site.
Well, in all cases, even if it was a gas station, the tanks have to come out because they've been red tagged too long.
Yeah, they've been red tagged over a year, they gotta come out. But the issue there is, if we venture off in this and we wanna go after it, if that soil sampling comes up positive whatsoever, we're going deep in on that. I mean, look what's happening up north at the Tiki and stuff like that. They're spending a lot of money up there.
So does the bank hold any responsibility to this if they're the owners?
Well, they're not the owners, because they never foreclosed, nor will they.
You said the corporation that is the owner is bankrupt.
Right.
We need to put a few more things together. All right. Is there any other unfinished business? Did you have anything?
Yes, I had one other thing. If you read the Illinois Municipal Review this past month, it addressed issues of public comment at not only city council meetings and special city council meetings, but finance committee, public works meetings, and really any sub-bodies of a governmental unit. There was questions going back and forth. It's still really a legally unresolved issue, but in any case, the position of the public access counselor is that all governmental units should have rules established concerning public comment, and that would be applicable to even library boards. I mean, yes, recreation department, although they can all create their own. But now they should be codified by ordinance. We've always had that policy, but it's time to do something on that. A couple things in that article, if you read it, and the public access counselor has upheld limits. One that was upheld was a rule allowing a total of 30 minutes for public comment, and limiting each speaker to 2 minutes is reasonable. Another rule limiting the time for each speaker to 3 minutes and providing only one opportunity to speak per speaker was also held reasonable. So, I mean, it's those kind of parameters that you need to set, whatever your pleasure is, but we need to pass an appropriate ordinance defining what those limits are.
We have a written public comment. There's some in the cabinet back there, and everybody has had a copy in front of them. If you would like to go through it and see if there's any corrections you want to make to it, or any additions or subtractions, and then we should pass it in ordinance form. That's what Public Access Counselor is asking us to do. But we already have a written policy in place. It's just not passed in ordinance form. So they're just asking you to tidy it up and pass it. So if anybody doesn't have a copy of it, Clerk Bartley will provide it for you and go through it, and we'll put it on for the September 8th meeting. Anything else in unfinished business?
No, sir.
New business.
Hang on one second,
Oh,
please. I just want to readdress the Ken Anthony property. That September 15th is the start of the $100 a day fine.
Yes, sir.
And that is if he doesn't demolish it by then.
That's correct. I think that's a date. I don't have the order in front of me,
It-
but I believe it was September 15th.
And we certainly are gonna do that, correct?
Alderman, I'm following up on that. I'll be
Very
watching
good.
that as we go.
All right.
I haven't got any correspondence yet from him, so.
Yeah.
No demo permit.
That's a property on Cross Street that had a fire a few years ago. And there were several apartments, 5 or 6 apartments within it, and they were required to replace the building as opposed to renovate it. And I guess
building-
that's what we've been working on.
The building didn't conform with the zoning ordinance, and so
It
it
was
had,
more than
it had to
50%
conform.
destroyed, so it was non-conforming at that point. They were gonna tear it down and build new, but then they found asbestos in it, and that's what's been holding them up from this point. They've now abated that, and now that's where we're moving on from. The day we went to court on that, they did get the report stating that the asbestos has been abated, so now the judge gave them 30 days from that point on.
I noticed the windows are all out, the doors are out, and the neighbors are certainly complaining.
I'm sure. It's been a long time.
Anything else? Unfinished
Yeah,
business?
I have one thing. I did not, I want to start by saying I did not get any calls from residents about basement flooding after the rain the other day, but I did take a drive around the west side of Marquette Road, and all of the collection areas in that area, for whatever reason, that whole neighborhood, they really seem to flood. So you drive, I mean, I could give you a list, but, 26th and Marquette, 27th and Becker Drive, all those things. I know we got a lot of rain in a short period of time, but I don't see other areas of town where the roads were flooded. Maybe they were, and I missed it. But I don't know if there's something we can do up there to look into I know we've done a lot of investigation of the sanitary sewer. I don't know if we can look at the storm sewer, make sure we don't have anything clogged, or I don't know.
Yeah, I'll look into that, Mike. And just so you know, it was very high-intensity rain the last few days. Chris and I were just talking about it, so that definitely attribute to that. But we'll inspect that storm sewer there.
Did we get any alarms from our flow meters? We did?
We did.
Yeah, can you explain how that process works? Because I didn't understand how that worked until this weekend. So.
Yeah, I'm going to let Mike handle that, because he met with Al on site the other day. I wasn't able to meet with him while they were reinstalling those flow meters.
Currently, the flow monitor in Marquette and 28th will go out to 5 cell phones for alarms. So they've got basically all the first line responders will get notice. The current alarm is a 5-inch depth alarm. We just talked to him today because we've gotten that on 3 different storm events where you've had the high, short intensity. So we know the levels going from the 1 to 2 inch range up to 5. What he's going to do actually tomorrow is come down. He's going to go ahead and give a secondary alarm at 9 inches because it's never been above 9 other than the big storm of April 18th, 2013. And these alarms are simply the first line response alarms for being able to gear out with the emergency pumps when we get that second 9-inch alarm. The second phase of this actually is to take that live data off of that flow monitor and put it into the server. Unfortunately, we have not yet resolved the issue with the server. I think Clerk Bartley went through some of the issues last meeting about the inadequacies of the existing server. So when the server upgrade is completed, they'll actually be able to communicate that data directly to the server as well as Eric's computer at his desktop. But the server then actually would allow you to create actually a web page if you wanted a link to go look at that thing. Anyone that gets online could go and see what the level's doing basically. But that, again, is just looking at it on a live website. It's not alarming. It's not activating the emergency response plan. So I believe the chiefs have the emergency procedures for responding. The equipment's all been laid out, and they're ready. I don't know if you actually had them use guys or not, but is that enough information?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
So who would be the main guy calling out the pumps? Jeff then?
Any other unfinished business? Okay, under new business, I'm going to ask for the appointment of Mark Lucas to the Plan Commission. Mark, at the last meeting in July, well, at the Planning Commission meeting, Bill Stewart approached me and said that he wanted to leave the Planning Commission. Bill Stewart has been on the Planning Commission since 1976, 38 years. So if you talk about volunteerism, that's quite a while. And he told me, I'll stay on it, Scott, as long as you need me, but try and find somebody for me. So I mentioned it at that meeting in the end of July. For anybody with interest, Mark Lucas showed interest. So I'm asking for an appointment for Mark Lucas to replace Bill Stewart, who's retiring from the Planning Commission after 38 years. So do I have a motion?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Lukosius for the appointment of Mark Lucas to the Plan Commission. Is there any discussion?
Mark presently is on the Design and Review Committee.
That's correct.
He's very attentive to that. I think he'll be a great addition to that commission.
And a local contractor, builder. So if there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Okay, motion approved. Two names came in, Mark Lucas and Carrie Miller. Carrie Miller serving on the zoning board. So what I did was I made a few phone calls for some other ones that are on the Planning Commission and asked them, think about it. If you want to stay on, it's completely up to you. If you want to retire, because some of them have been on there quite a while, now would be the time to do it. I was told no by everyone, and then I received a phone call this morning from Bob Harrington, who's been on the Plan Commission since 1992. He told me that he took the weekend, thought about it, and he said, you know what, it's time for some new blood. He said, I appreciated serving. I appreciate the way you went about it by asking me, and it's completely, his decision to make, and the decision he made was to go ahead and retire from the Planning Commission. So,
And Zoning Board of Appeals.
In Zoning Board of Appeals. So, he's been there since 1992, so I'm going to ask for I'm going to have to go to work on the Zoning Board of Appeals, but I'll be asking for on the next agenda for Carrie Miller on the September 8th agenda to fill Bob Harrington's spot on the Planning Commission. And then it looks like we need somebody else on the Zoning Board also. So anybody who's interested, please let me know of your interest. So we approved Mark Lucas. We'll have Carrie Miller on the agenda for the 8th of September. Any questions or discussion or anything?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, petitions, communications?
One more thing under new business, if you don't mind, Your Honor.
No, Alderman Ferrari.
I'd just like to thank Chief Burnaby and Chief King for and the Public Works Department for the outstanding job they did in beautifying the City Hall here for Maud Powell. And I'd also like to thank the aldermen and the treasurer, Annette. They were there helping me put in a long day. I appreciate the effort. Thank you.
Okay, is there any proclamations?
No, Your Honor.
Petitions, communications?
Yes, Your Honor. The first communication is from Illinois Support Group, LLC, requesting a special use for a medical marijuana cultivation center for the property located at 4800 Industrial Drive.
Do we have a motion to receive the communication, place on file, and forward it to the Planning Commission for review and recommendation?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Lukosius to receive the communication, place on file, and send to the Planning Commission for review and recommendation. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I have a communication from Joanne McLaughlin requesting approval of a division of real estate and a waiver of requirements of subdivision ordinance for the property located at 1802 Pulaski.
Your Honor,
Alderman Ferrari?
I'll make a motion. We send that, to both or which?
Plan Commission.
Plan Commission for...
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Who seconded it? Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by Alderman Mueller to receive the communication from Joanne McLaughlin, place on file, and forward to the Planning Commission for review and recommendation. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Next, I have a communication from Caris Corporation requesting permission to use Centennial Park on September 12th of 2015 for their for their 100th anniversary celebration.
Do we have a motion to receive the communication, place on file, and grant permission?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
I have a motion from Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Waldorf, to receive the communication, place on file, and grant permission. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Anything further for petitions, communication?
Yes, Your Honor, I have an additional communication that I received after the agenda had been prepared. This has to do with the MDA Fill the Boot annual solicitation that the firefighters do at the intersection of Peoria and Shooting Park Road. That's going to be on Sunday, September the 7th, and from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and they're asking for permission to do that again this year.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
No further communications.
Okay, we have public comment at this time. John, could you come up here?
Thank you. Just a quick clarification. 4800 Industrial Drive is the Double D warehouse. I think that you have a problem with your address for Illinois Support Group LLC.
Yeah, I believe it should be 3485.
Okay.
Correct.
And then with the Dolls and Nassau Ventures and our partners would just like to thank everybody for approving our special use permit. We've worked very hard. I'd like to thank everybody who's put up with us during this period of time and appreciate everybody's chance to review all of this. We had what I'd say was a very successful public town hall forum, and we shared a lot of good information at the Planning Commission's review of our plan. We had about 50 people at our town hall, and we've been working very hard at this. Our partners have been working very hard at this, and we think we have a very good chance and to bring this back to the city of Peru. So thank you very much, and we'll be around if there's any questions or comments any information we can provide. We'd be more than happy to do so. We're around. Thank you.
Okay, is there any other public comment? Orville? Come on up here, Orville. Orville Sampson.
My name is Orville Sampson, and maybe some of you heard me on WLPO the other day about my neighbor. They got a dog, and they let the dog do droppings in their front yard, and it's pretty close to my house. And she let the dog drop a dropping right outside of my bedroom window, and I can't open my window now and that. And in the front room, we got to keep them shut because the droppings are out there, and I counted 10 about a week ago or so, and there's more now. And nobody will come and look at it. You got to look at it to see what's wrong. It's a health problem for me and my daughter. And I wish somebody would come and look at it. Now, tomorrow I got to go to an eye doctor at 9 o'clock, but I'd be available in the morning early, and I'd be available probably after 11 o'clock tomorrow to come to 2309 5th Street. And my telephone number is 223-9077. If anybody wants to come and look at it, you have to see it to believe it. And I wish that something could be done on it. Now, if anybody leads their dog along the curb, they have to pick it up right now. Well, I can't see why they can't be made to go out to pick it up when the dog drops it and dispose of it some way. Now, I see in the paper tonight, Ottawa, Lysell, it's got West Nile virus with the mosquitoes. Well, I'm pretty sure that there's mosquitoes in this. I wouldn't want to say it now unless people come and examine it and see. Because I can't sit on the front porch at night, me and the daughter no more, because the mosquitoes come over and bite us. So if anything could be done, and anybody wants to see it, I wish they'd call me and come, and I'll take you in my car, and I'll drive you out, and you can see the dropping in front of my bedroom, and see it on the coming in the front room. And seeing it will believe. Thank you very much. I wish something could be done, because
Mr. Sampson?
called everybody trying to ask him.
I'll be at your house at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Okay, do that, please.
All right, 8:30 tomorrow morning.
And look at it. You gotta see it to believe it. Gotta see
I'll
it.
be there.
Thank you very much.
If anybody wants to go, I'll pick them up. I'll see you at 8:30.
Public comment, is there any more public comment at this time? No further public comment? Okay, there's no need for the closed session. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Who seconded it? Have a motion by Alderman Waller, second by Alderman Mueller. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.